Hi everyone and welcome to another Monday Musings. What is the chat this week? Okay, so basically we have had nothing but bad weather in the past week in terms of Vancouver weather. So let me welcome you first up. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Caira and I'm the CEO and founder of fitmama. I'm based in Vancouver, but as you can tell by my accent, I'm actually Scottish. So basically in the last week we've had nothing but rain, and it's one of these things, as a Scot we're used to this, we get it, we understand it, and I think we've got a fairly healthy attitude towards the rain, because if I have heard the phrase, I've got two phrases. The first one is, it ain't training unless it's raining. That's the first one, quite Americanised. And the second one is, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing and a bad attitude. Now that's a little bit harsher, but that's totally Scottish. We are a little bit, let's not mince our words here, let's get straight to the point. And it's actually quite correct. Last week I did a run. My knee, I've got a little tiny injury at the side of my knee, and it only comes up when I do running, and it was really starting to get a little bit achy and painy. So I took a bit of time off from the running and was really feeling it. I was really feeling that my energy levels were missing out on a little bit of the run sprints that I would do. So I would do interval training with my running. I wouldn't be regarded in any way, shape or form as a runner. So I don't run. I don't go out for 5K runs every third day and think that that's, the wonderful way of the world. I don't. But I'm somebody who likes to do short sprint runs and have running incorporated in my high intensity workouts. So I am somebody who likes that. So I was really missing that little element. I did my run last week. It was 5K down from where I live down to the right of the edge of downtown Vancouver, and it was raining. And I was miserable looking out thinking, oh, I really don't want to do this. But what I did was get thin layers on to keep me warm and also to wick away the sweat, and also get the waterproof top on. A cap on so that any water that comes down is coming nowhere near your eyes. Sunglasses don't work in the rain, or clear glasses don't work in the rain. So if you're a glass wearer, then I recommend wearing glasses, but getting a cap with this flap here so that you've got no rain hitting your eyes, so you can keep your head down and really go for it. And it's totally true. It's all about your attitude. It's all about your clothing. What's likely to go wrong is, if you are going out running, maybe don't run 5K to somewhere that you then have to come back from, because that is quite hard going. If you get there and you're all of a sudden like, oh my goodness, I'm really tired and it's miserable and it's got even worse and I don't want to run back. Try and do looped events, okay? So you know that 1K around your local park is fairly doable, and then just say, I'm going to do this 5 times. So then if you get to the 4th time round and it's really starting to get bad, then you can call it a day and say, okay, well, at least I came out, I did 4K, that's better than nothing. And it totally is better than nothing. So don't be put off by the weather. Now, when we get to this end of November week, this is no man's land. And the reason it's no man's land is because we know, as soon as December hits, we are inundated with events, um, work events, school events, personal events, and we know that December is absolutely jammed from the 1st straight through to the 31st. We know that. I would say get your ducks in a row now. You've got one more week of November. Take the time to be really sensible and go, put your big pants on and just say, what is it that I want to do in December? And December's theme for fitmama is all about work-life flow, work-life balance, things like that. So what I would say is that we are going to concentrate on specifically, um, finding your balance, finding your flow. And finding your balance and finding your flow could be completely different things to one person as they are to the next. So what's really key and really critical and really important is to find what your balance is and what your flow is. And my interpretation of the difference between a flow and a balance is really quite simple. Work-life flow means that on day one, you're quite prepared to work 80% more in your work than you are in your life. 2 days later, you're like, okay, well, I got that work project in. I'm not working overtime today. I can take my lunch break with my colleagues or I'm meeting a friend. whatever it may be. So your work-life balance, the flows the other way. So all of a sudden you're doing more life things than work things, okay? And you can address that and put that to every single avenue. You could then say, okay, in my life, I want my life, my personal life, to flow a little bit better. In December, I understand that it's going to be busy, but how do I make sure that I can find my balance and find my flow? Okay, so that's what you're going to try and concentrate on. So in this last week of November, while you've still got your sanity, try and write down, try and memorize, and try and visualize what is it that December is going to be for me. Put it down now, but be prepared to flow and go with the flow with that. So don't be rigid in your plans. But if you're looking to keep fitness as a priority throughout December, and you should, then make sure that it's something that is quite practical. On Christmas Day, in the past 30 odd years, have you ever worked out? Well, don't be putting into your year this year, I think I'm going to work out in December. Pretty sure I'm going to stick to that. Chances are you probably are not, okay? So what to do is give yourself the 24th, 25th, 26th off, guilt-free, and just say, okay, I'm not going to work out on these days because these are days that I know all of my family and all of my friends are off work. I want to spend time with them. I want to enjoy life. You cannot go through life and not enjoying these things. So that's my top tip for you. Don't be put off by when you get to December the 25th and think, oh, I've got a workout to do today. You don't have to do a workout. You can quite easily take that day off. Likewise with food. There is no restrictions in December. Don't restrict yourself with food and drink. Just don't do it. What's the point? You're not going to enjoy it. Go and have what you want to have, but be mindful, okay? Be mindful. If you're going to go and have all the hors d'oeuvres at a place, or the canopies at another event, or you're at another Christmas lunch, be mindful of what you're having. Take a look at the portion sizes. Take smaller portion sizes, take a smaller plate, but take a bit of everything. Don't avoid foods. Don't have cheat days. Don't have days where you are famine into a feast. These just play havoc with your hormones, play havoc with your mental awareness when it comes to food and eating and nutrition. Just don't do it. Instead, have exactly what you want, but just be mindful of the portion sizes. Don't overeat. My focus for this week is to prep for December and December's Fit Mama Club, and we have an offer on, in case you haven't seen it in any of our socials. We have a buy one get one free for our Fit Mama Club annual memberships, and that is across the premium and also the basic membership. Reason being, we're a startup company, so we're looking to try and encourage as many mums as we can to come on board. First and foremost, we need a little bit of traction. We want to show that mums are enjoying what we have, so we want to put an offer out there. Second thing, we know that people like to work out with each other. So if you can bring a buddy on and you can get that for a really cost-effective price, great. Quality is not compromised. So you are getting exactly what you would have got with yourself, but you're getting a membership for free. On my reading list today, this week rather, I am still in the mindfulness zone. So I'm looking at mindfulness in plain English. I'm still looking at mindfulness. I watched an amazing docu-series on Netflix called How to Cheat Death. Highly recommend that you go and see it. I binge watched it. There's 2 seasons, and basically every episode looks at different things and looks at the myths, looks at the popular culture, looks at the science behind it, and tries to work out, is this good or bad? And it talks about supplements, it talks about alternative therapies, it talks about mindfulness and meditation in the last episode of the 2nd season. And it was amazing how they can actually show benefits to mindfulness and meditation is a trigger for us to say, yes, I'm going to definitely do this. Okay, so that's my parting words. And that's it. I hope you have a great last week in November. Where did this year go? Where did this year go? And I will see you next week. December!